In today's video, we'll discuss some unexpected upgrades to the Tesla Model Y in China, and the best part is that the price remains unchanged. Additionally, Tesla has swiftly released its third quarter delivery data, and we'll dive into what this means for you. We'll also touch upon the journey of electric vehicles from initial skepticism to recent developments, including Tesla's semi-truck. We'll also explore Tesla's legal journey regarding full self-driving and the potential implications for consumers. Today's video will cover this and more, starting with Tesla's recent third quarter performance. So, if you want to get all the details, watch this video till the end. Stock price fluctuations and production decline. Tesla just announced its third quarter production and delivery figures this morning. This news might have caused some fluctuations in the stock price, with Tesla shares dropping more than 4% in pre-market trading. As you may recall, during the previous earnings call, Elon Musk mentioned that Tesla's third quarter deliveries might decline due to factory upgrades and temporary shutdowns. This led Wall Street analysts to adjust their expectations downwards. Ultimately, Tesla produced 430,488 vehicles in the third quarter and delivered 435,059 vehicles. It's worth noting that this marks a significant drop from the 466,000 plus vehicles delivered in the second quarter and falls below the analysts' expectations. Stock rebounds and Elon Musk's optimism on Tesla's vehicle delivery goals. As a result, Tesla's stock price initially dropped by 4% pre-market, but as we record this, it has rebounded and is down by only about 0.8%. It's crucial to remember that stock prices can be unpredictable. Some suggest that the rebound may be due to Elon Musk's reassurance that Tesla remains on track to achieve its original goal of delivering 1.8 million vehicles this year. However, the data suggests that Tesla's production capacity was indeed constrained, with the Shanghai Gigafactory partially shutting down for the Model 3's comprehensive upgrades earlier this summer. Tesla's challenging production targets and the success of price reduction strategy. Elon Musk set a target of 1.8 million vehicles, potentially challenging 2 million. However, achieving this target will be challenging due to current circumstances. The initial goal of 1.8 million vehicles should still be achievable. In Q3, Model 3 and Model Y produced over 96.8% of the total. Model S and Model X significant price reductions have made Model X eligible for federal subsidies in the US, helping Tesla clear inventory. In Q3, Model S and Model X deliveries exceeded production, indicating the effectiveness of their price reduction strategy. China Model Y upgrades. However, Tesla is continuing its move towards more affordable vehicles. Model 3 and Model Y comprise nearly 97% of their production. Moving into the fourth quarter, Tesla surprised us with significant upgrades to the China Model Y. The best part is that these upgrades don't come with a price increase. Unveiling unexpected Model Y upgrades. Now let's talk about these unexpected upgrades. We knew that Model Y is undergoing a redesign project codenamed Juniper. However, Tesla first introduced these enhancements for the China Model Y. These improvements encompass various aspects, including the interior, exterior, and performance. The most remarkable upgrade involves boosting its performance. Enhanced performance. In the rear-wheel drive version, the acceleration from 0 to 60 miles per hour has been enhanced by 1 second, now at 5.9 seconds. Moreover, the Model Y performance version has received an upgrade to a high-performance mode, promising a significant increase in driving enjoyment. Suspension enhancements have also been implemented to improve driving comfort. The thrill of Tesla's Model Y upgrades. Why is this performance upgrade so thrilling? In the United States, the Model Y long-range version offers an acceleration boost package for purchase. This package reduces the 0 to 60 miles per hour time from 4.8 to 4.3 seconds, albeit for $2,000. We've applied this feature to our car, and even though it's just a 0.5-second difference, you can genuinely feel the change while driving. Therefore, for the China rear-wheel drive Model Y, which is now 1 second faster, we believe the impact on the driving experience will be even more significant. Interior evolution, textile trims, and ambient lighting. Tesla has updated its interior panel trims to a textile material similar to the Model 3. The Cybertruck now features ambient lighting, which is expected to be integrated into all future vehicles. Elon Musk personally drove the Cybertruck with the Prime Minister of Israel, highlighting the noticeable ambient lighting inside. If your car doesn't have ambient lighting, consider adding it yourself, as it's a manageable DIY task. An Amazon link is included in the video description for interested individuals. Model Y's 19-inch Gemini wheels. Finally, concerning the exterior, the Model Y has received an upgrade with 19-inch Gemini wheels. These new wheels look more dynamic than the original ones and, according to reports, contribute to reducing some of the drag coefficients. It was quite unexpected to see Tesla introduce these upgrades to the Model Y, and the best part is that they come without a price increase. Unveiling surprising Model Y upgrades in China. These upgrades could have drive up Model Y sales in China for the fourth quarter. However, our primary concern is when Tesla's American-made Model 3 will see a comprehensive redesign, and when these Model Y enhancements will be introduced in the United States and the German factory. To those who want to stay updated on this news, please continue to follow our channel. Unveiling the impressive results of Tesla Semi's 18-day transportation study. When comparing these electric trucks, Tesla's Semi stands out for achieving over 500 miles per day, nearly 1,000 kilometers daily, outperforming other electric trucks designed for shorter trips. On the 17th day, Tesla's third semi-truck covered 1,076 miles, equivalent to approximately 1,721 kilometers. While the study did not specify the payload capacity, these trucks, on average, carried around 70,000 pounds, roughly 31 tons, on each journey. How Tesla Semi redefines long-distance electric trucking. The Tesla Semi only required 3 charging stops throughout this journey, considering the need for driver rest. Charging accounted for approximately 11.1% of the total time, with the remaining 17% as idle time. The majority of the time, nearly 82%, was spent in motion. Given the extensive driving time, the challenge for electric trucks isn't so much about battery range, but more about the physical endurance of drivers. Overcoming challenges. Furthermore, 92.6% of the 1,000 plus miles driven occurred at speeds exceeding 50 miles per hour. Electric vehicles typically face greater challenges when carrying heavy loads at high speeds, but the Tesla Semi can comfortably cover more than 1,000 miles daily. This is indeed an impressive accomplishment. A potential solution for pollution. The significance of these results is that trucks significantly contribute to road pollution. While they account for only about 1% of vehicles on the roads, they are responsible for 18% of emissions in the United States. Therefore, the potential of electric trucks like the Tesla Semi to substantially reduce environmental pollution should be considered, especially in countries with limited landmass, like Taiwan, where long-distance trucking poses challenges. Electric trucks like the Tesla Semi could offer a suitable solution if the power grid can handle the demand. And that completes our video for today. We hope you enjoyed learning the incredible updates of Tesla models. Which of them are you most excited about? Tell us in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content such as this.